Hi guys, I had an idea for a video, so I'm just going to go with it. Is this how Hollywood producers come up with ideas for movies? Maybe. I don't know. So I was just sitting here looking at my milk, my fat-free milk, which I had to start drinking I think it was 6, 7, maybe 8 years ago, because I have high cholesterol. I don't know why, because before all this dental thing started, I was a very healthy eater. I ate salads and vegetables and fruits, and I wasn't one for soda. Like, I would have a Coca-Cola in the house in case I had a horrible migraine. I stopped eating chocolate a long time ago when I had a heart problem that has resolved, or so they say. But who knows? So, I'm not one that would be snacking on chips or, anything like that. I was a very healthy eater. High cholesterol does not run in my family. So, I don't know why I was so blessed to have that problem. But when I did, the only thing, obviously I did eat chocolate from time to time. Not that I never ate it. And I ate ice cream. Ice cream was my weakness. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Chocolate was my weakness. Like, if someone would offer me a chocolate, I wouldn't say no, basically. I know you're wondering why I'm pointing at the date, but we'll come to that. This is this will be a cliffhanger part. No, I won't leave you hanging. But anyhow, so, if someone offered me that, of course I'd say yes, because I did like chocolate. So the thing was, I had to give up a lot of those kind of like ice cream, chocolate, and I would drink I don't know, we call it full fat milk here, the one with, I don't know, it's the one with the red cap. We have caps. See, this is, the blue cap is fat-free milk. So the red is the full fat, then there's a purple, no, then there's a green, I think is 2%, and the purple is 1%, this is fat-free. Well, when I first had to drink this, it was disgusting. I mean, from going full fat milk to this was just gross. It was like thin, it was like water, like colored water. But I knew I had to do it, so it was like immediately cold turkey. I went from full fat milk to this milk. Okay, how'd I get on this subject? Okay, I just did. I guess this is going to be many subjects are going to come out of this date on the thing of milk. That's what's happening. I guess maybe this is how movies and stories are created. Someone gets an idea, and you'll see when I talk about the date itself, but all different things come out. That's interesting. I like to write. I wrote a book once, but it was in my computer, and my computer crashed, and way back then I didn't know you could back things up. Well, not that I would know how to back it up today anyhow, but bottom line is I had wrote a book. I have written articles for the newspaper and health magazine, so I like to write. I wouldn't say I'm a professional. I'm an amateur, but I love writing. So anyhow, see, now I went to another tangent. Okay, so anyhow, I switched the milk cold turkey right away, done. My kids were drinking the full fat milk. They had that. I went out, bought some of this milk, and like I said, it was gross. So I thought maybe I should put some Hershey syrup in it, but Hershey syrup was one of the things that was on the no list too, but I thought, well, screw that. I have to try to get this milk in me. So I put some syrup in, and very little. I thought, no, you know what? I can do this. I'm an adult. I can do this. So that's called adulting. So I like I said, I just put a drop of chocolate syrup. You can't even taste it. I just started drinking it, and once I kept drinking it all the time, it was that or water. That's all I've been drinking, basically. That's all I'm allowed to drink. And you get used to it, and it was okay. People say, some of my friends say, oh, I could never, oh, I like my milk, or I like my whatever, like they drink, iced tea, or, whatever, all the numerous drinks out there. Oh, I could never, and, I like iced tea. I like peach iced tea. I love peach iced tea. But, I don't know. You find out what strength you really have when you're faced with a challenge, which, when I went through those 3.5 months with an infection from the bad extraction I had, you do find out how strong you are. Because when I think back now, my gosh, I was so sick for so long, and Paulie has a lot of appointments, and I had to bring him there and homeschool him and, do everything else, and I still kept doing it, and I was just totally worn out. I still am worn out. So anyhow, you just do it. You find out how strong you are, and I did it, and I just kept drinking it until it was like, second nature. So, and then this is what must be called a mental block. You're going on with a story, and bam, boom, you hit a wall. It's like, where do I go now with the story? So I had a great idea, and I don't know, I went off on a tangent, and the idea is like, poof. So I will think for a second. Okay, I think I figured out my story. So, what my story was going to be about, this date, October 5th. Different things mean different things. That's not how I want to come out. But anyhow, different dates, different, I don't know, like, look, see this pumpkin? This pumpkin, this bar of chocolate, dark chocolate, which I do have every once in a while, just a little square or two, because it's good for your health and your heart. But different things mean different things to other people. So if you had a milk that said October 5th, it would be like, I got a milk that says October 5th. It says sell by. So to me, that date hurts, because that's the date of the, I don't know if I would, well, I have to do my story so you can follow up. But the way I'll explain it, that's the date of the mother who raised me, who was really my aunt. That was her birthday. And her birthday was October 5th. And then I have a son whose birthday is, I don't know, there's 2 other October birthdays, or maybe 3. Anyhow, but she always started off the October birthdays. And she was someone who said, oh, don't buy me anything, don't do anything. Do you know that my mother, besides a kid's movie, she had never gone to the movie theater. Her and her husband had never gone out to the movies. She just really lived kind of, I guess, a simple life. We didn't have much money growing up. It was just them and me. She went to work. She worked as much overtime. I was what they call a latchkey kid, came home to an empty house, was left alone when I was 4 or 5 years old, because she had to work a lot because they didn't have a lot of money. So I always wanted to make her birthday special. I remember when she turned 60, I wanted to get her a beautiful diamond ring, because the ring she had was just a tiny, you could barely see the diamond, like the engagement ring. I don't even know. She's gone now. She passed away in 2011. So I don't really know the story. We never talked about it. But I was determined to get her this ring. And this was in my first marriage, where we had money, where I could go out and buy something special for the woman who raised me. I made her a surprise party. Her sister from Toronto came. Her husband's cousin from New Jersey came. Her friends from here, from everywhere. I tried to get everyone. And I made the surprise in her house, too. She loved her house. She never liked to, she didn't want to leave her house, because when she worked so much. So when she came home, she couldn't wait to get home and enjoy her house. So how I did it, I don't even know. But she worked all day. I was just hoping she wouldn't call and say, oh, I'm working overtime, because I was planning this thing. So she worked, she went into work early. She loved her job. So I went real early with the kids. I believe I had a bunch of little kids at the time. I should have done the math before I did this story, but it doesn't matter. But I know I had little kids. So I have the little kids. I'm putting the, everything together. I had made everything at home, all the food, so I brought it all over. And so I'm thinking, sometimes she came home for lunch, and I'm thinking, hope she doesn't. But I think I told her some story. Oh yeah, we were going to meet her at work. She worked in the payroll department of a hospital, of a teaching hospital. So I says, we're going to come meet you for lunch. That's right, because I didn't want to chance her coming home. So anyhow, I put all the party together, and she walked in, and man, was she surprised, started crying right away. I guess that's where I get my crying from, if you watch my story of when someone paid it forward to us, things really hit my heart very hard. So she was so touched, so to the core of her soul and beyond. So she's like, you shouldn't have done this. Why did you do this, Sandra? You shouldn't have spent money. You shouldn't have, on and on. Anyhow, so I gave her this beautiful ring with, too bad, I should show you the ring. I should have had that. I wasn't thinking. I need to write out my ideas. But anyhow, beautiful ring with a bunch of clusters of diamonds. So anyhow, when I got this milk, I saw this date, and I started thinking how much I miss her. And to you, all of you out there, this date may mean nothing. And there may be another date out there that doesn't mean anything to me, no significance, but it may mean something to you. Which comes around to my story of when I was raising my children. I have 8 children, for those of you that are new. I would always tell them, I said, you should always be kind to people and smile. Of course, they're adults now, so when they were little, we lived in a calmer world, not so much violence. There was violence, but not as much as today. But anyhow, I always taught them, smile, be nice, because you don't know what someone's going through. So, obviously, October 5th is a hard day for me. It's just, it reminds me of her. It reminds me of that birthday I got her. Also, I made her a birthday, an 85th birthday party. And a surprise, she was in the nursing home, sadly. She had broke her hip, and that started the trail to the nursing home. And she was surprised and crying too, and I'm glad I made it, because a month and a few days later, she passed away. So this really is significant, and I'm trying not to cry, because it just reminds me of that last birthday party I made for her, and how glad I was able to pull it off, because I had to jump through hoops to have the nursing home let me do it. And my kids were supposed to help, but they were all busy. And my one son said he'd make sauerkraut. Basically took some cans of sauerkraut and put it in a warming dish. That was not making sauerkraut, but he helped. That's what he did. But I did everything. All her friends were there, and some of her friends are gone now too. So it's sad. It's a sad day for me. I don't have siblings, so kind of sad alone. Polly, of course, is, he remembers that day and all, but it's really sad. So remember to be nice to people, because you never know what the day they're in means to them or what is going on. So I hope you enjoyed my little sit-down story, and don't forget to subscribe, like if you like my story, share if you have a sentimental story. Don't forget to hit the notification. No, you know what I'm talking about. Sharing is caring. Don't forget to pay it forward, because it feels good in your heart, Polly's heart, and mine. Now this video is going to be almost 14 minutes, so we'll see if YouTube lets me load it, because I think if you have under 10,000 subscribers, you can only load so many minutes. So hope this whole thing loads onto YouTube. Let's hope. So for now, bye girls, bye guys, toodles.